Tell me what you see in me.
It's your girl Sanai Glams, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve a ginger color from a 1B lace wig. So with this company, I'm not sure who the wig is, which company this wig is from, but once I find out, I will put the company name below in my description box. But this was a 13x6 HD lace wig. 200 density on the hair. It was very full. The curls were beautiful. It was minimum shedding and it didn't have any smell to it. Sometimes certain wigs have a fishy factory smell and I don't like that. But like I did say, this wig, just working with it in general, it was a really good wig. As you can see, it was definitely minimum shedding, but it wasn't anything major to it. And the knots were really small and the wig was kind of pre-plucked. So today I'm going to be using Milano Color Wig and Bundles bleaching powder. I definitely recommend that. It's a good bleaching powder to use for wigs. And I'm also going to be using a 40 volume developer from Clairol. So what I'm doing here is just pouring the bleaching powder inside of the bowl, and then also I'm going to apply the 40 volume developer inside of the bowl as well. So when you do this, make sure that it's both evened out to where you're not using too much bleaching powder and too much volume developer. So after I pour both mixes, I do go ahead and mix that together to where it's not a too thick consistency and it's not too liquidy as well. Once I finished mixing the consistencies, I did go ahead and add hot boiling water to the mixture, and then I also used a little bit of cool water from my sink, and then I just mixed it all in, and I believe I dipped the wig in after this. So once I mixed everything together, I did go ahead and dip the wig inside of the bleach bath, and then I was just going ahead bleaching it back and forth, dipping it back and forth, and then I would comb it out with the comb so it can get through the wig and not only get to certain spots. I wanted to get the whole wig to a certain color of a brown, and just combing it through thoroughly would get that job done. So I started to notice that the wig was changing super fast, really fast. Y'all, doing this bleach bath with the hot water and stuff, I don't know, y'all will have to wear a mask or something to cover your face because that stuff is so strong. I was literally trying to see the color change and the chemicals hit my nose and I almost choked. And I really suggest that y'all use something to cover your face when y'all doing this because them chemicals are strong. It burn your eyes, it burn your nose. And yeah, just do that. I just want y'all to see how fast this wig started changing, and this is without the aluminum foil. You can already see it turning brown, a dark brown. So after this, I did go ahead and apply the aluminum foil over the bowl. Just make sure when you apply the aluminum foil that you are covering it very tight so that steam can stay inside of that bowl and the color can change a little bit faster. So I did set my timer for an hour so it can go ahead and sit and change to a color that I like it. So after an hour, this is how the wig turned out. It's a light brown at the bottom and more of a chocolate brown in the middle. So I did go ahead and do another bleach bath off of camera because after I dyed it and everything, I didn't like how the orange turned out, the Cajun color turned out for me. So I just went ahead and did that off camera, but you will still see how the color turned out in the end. Here I'm just rinsing the bleach out with some warm water. Make sure it's not too cold to where the bleach will stay inside of the hair. So use some warm water when you're rinsing that out. And then I seen this method from Slay by Jordan to where he used some Dawn dish soap in one of his videos. And I tell y'all, that works. It makes your hair really soft when you're washing it, and it doesn't get tangled or anything like that. So once I got done using the Dawn dish soap, I was just going ahead and washing that out with some cool water. And after I did that, I did go ahead and use the purple shimmer lights. I always get it mixed up, the purple shimmer light shampoo, just to brighten that brown up a little bit. Like I did say, I went over it again in the bleach bath, but this was my first time around, to where I was just trying to see if the brown would be a brown that I would like.
Struggle, ugliness, and a success. Hear my words and listen to my signal of distress. I grew up in the city and know sometimes we had less. Compared to some of my niggas down the block, man, we were blessed. And life can't be no fairy tale, no once upon a time. But I be goddamn if a nigga don't be trying. So tell me, mama, please, why you be drinking all the time? Cause all the pain he brought you still linger in your mind. So as you can see, this is how the wig ended up coming out. I know you see like the darker brown in the middle. I personally was feeling very skeptical about that, but I still kept going. So now I'm just going ahead and clean out my bowl. Then I'm going to add some hot water into that bowl. And the colors that I will be using, it is French Cognac, a bottle of French Cognac and 2 bottles of Cajun Spice. And I only used a half of the French Cognac and not the full bottle. So I just poured the full Cajun Spice into the bowl, and then I added some water in that to get all my dye use, because that bottle was like $7. So I added some water in there and shook it up a couple of times and poured that into the bowl. Just so I can get my color use, like I said. My sink water, it gets really hot, so I really don't have to use boiling water. So if you do have really hot sink water, you can just go ahead and use the dye and hot sink water. But if you feel like your sink water isn't hot enough, you can go ahead and boil your water. But you don't want to burn your hair, so don't boil the water too high. So that's why I personally use hot sink water, just so the dye can melt in the water and it won't leave those thick clumps in the water. So this is me coming to conclusion that I definitely was going to go ahead and bleach bath the hair again. Even though the dye is in it, it's still a dark color to where the color can lift in a bleach bath. So I just knew in my mind that I was going to do a bleach bath again, because it does look ginger, but it also looks brown a little bit. And then the way that my client wanted her color, she wanted that bright ginger to what Ice Spice is wearing. That's the best description I could give right now. So yeah, I did go ahead and do that again. But to rinse it out, I used some Tresemmé shampoo, and I just shampooed it really, really good. Got it thoroughly through the hair, and yeah. after I rinse the Tresemmé out really good, I use some silicone mix. When I tell y'all should get y'all some silicone mix, that is the best. I don't know if it's conditioner or whatever it is. It's really, really, really good for hair, especially after you bleach hair, put dye in it, because even though the dye isn't a bad chemical, it does dry out the hair a little bit. So the silicone mix definitely brings it back to life. It makes the curls pop in, it makes the hair really, really soft, and it smells so good. 10 out of 10. Get y'all some. So yes, after I did that, I just added the silicone mix inside of the hair, and then I combed it through. And then usually I would get a little bit of hot water and let that silicone mix sit in the hot water with the wig, and I'll have that sitting in there for about 15 to 30 minutes, and I'll wash it out with some cool water after. Remember, I did say I was going to go back and do a bleach bath again, and I did do that, but off of camera. And I only did the middle part of the wig since it was darker, and I didn't do the bottom or the top because it was good. So this is how it turned out after I went over it again and just re-dipped it in some color. It's all even and it's very, very pretty. This is how it looked dry. I really love this color. Really, really love this ginger color. It was so beautiful. Let me know what you guys think about this color, and I do want to thank y'all for watching, and I will be back with more clips on how to dye certain colors on a wig. I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.